And I was living in a city where
Hello, YouTube! Welcome to the Spectrum 28 Create release party. How's everyone doing out here? Woo! All right. So what I want to do real quick before we officially get started is, if possible, talk to some of the readers that are here right now. Talk about why they created their poems. So I'm gonna go through the list first. And number one is Innocent Alipa here. No, right? Right. Okay, is Lynn Bronstein here in the house? Okay. And I know someone else will probably, I don't know, he was here at the last event, at the 27 event. Yes. Okay. Oh, yes, Charles. Hey. Okay. Go to page 4. So he wrote "Make America Great Again." So Charles, how about you appear me here real quick, and we'll talk about your poetry. I'm not gonna have you read it, but I want to have you talk about your poem. That you're not Charles? Oh, my apologies. Okay. So Charles Harmon wrote "Make America Great Again." I'm looking forward to hearing that today. Otherwise, I can read it here, and I'll read the first few lines for y'all. Expecting to see the future with 2020 vision. We were blindsided by the great pandemic and the upside down worlds it spawned. In the aftermath of vast destructions of freedom, life and liberty, economic progress and security, millions lost their lives. Hundreds of millions their jobs, billions their sense of safety and trust in the future. It was worse at times, seemed like the end of times. I'm gonna just read that first. That expect. Hey Charles, we were just talking about your piece right now. You want to talk about why you wrote this poem, "Make America Great Again," with us here live on YouTube?
he's recording.
I'm recording now. We're just going for the what made you write that poem? We're doing a backstage thing.
I don't know.
Okay. Alrighty.
I was just thinking.
You were thinking of create. Sounds good. Beethoven. I know, right? But you're gonna fit the what? Da 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 da. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to get about Beethoven, but I got locked down, and I got the idea of creating it.
Sounds good, man. Well, good to see you again. Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, and myself, I'll talk about why I wrote incentives. Why not? So incentives, the reason I wrote this is because, it's been I don't know, almost 8 years since I left New Harvest Christian Fellowship. And they've been back and forth. A couple people finally had enough of their bullshit, and they started, Remnant, Legacy, Arise, The Way, all the other churches that have been around in the last year. So that's why I decided to write about what I write about in incentives. So I'm looking forward to y'all listening to the incentives. All right, so Maria Arena, is she in the house? Okay. I know. Well, why can't she come here?
Well, she was far away, so we got to start. And Joe McNerney, she lives in New York.
Okay.
Which brings us to
the
Cushman.
Oh, Bill Cushing.
Yeah.
All right. So why did you write what? Merchants of Memories. Okay. Sounds good. And the poem that Bill Cushing wrote today was titled "Merchant of Memories" for Gene. What about Bauman? Oh yeah, Bauman's on here yet. Or Bauman. He was at the main event, I believe. Jack G. Bauman. Hey Coco. I'm just doing like an interview thing. So you're good. And then Lawrence Berger. Oh yeah, I already spoke to him about it.
He's also in New York.
Okay. Linda Neal. Okay. So Joy Grieco wrote Cali Cantos for this issue. Kelly Green, for those that are going to listen today on Facebook and YouTube. Every day we invented baseball. Terrence, what? Oh, Kelly Green?
Yeah.
So what do you want to say about the background for every day when we invented baseball real quick?
I was going to say before I read the poem. You want to read it now?
No, don't read the poem. Just say a few things about your poem.
You just interviewing.
Yeah, interviewing.
Oh, okay. Well, I played a lot of baseball when I was young in the streets in front of our house.
Nice.
And neighborhood kids, we never had 9 on the side. We never had all the equipment we needed. So we had to make lots of rules and arrangements in order to play the game and have it look something like baseball. And so this is my remembrance of how we created.
Nice. Okay. And are you originally from Anaheim? New York. Long Island. And then do you stay out in the OC right now? Do you stay out in the OC right now?
No, I live at 1%.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So, you know what I'm going to do real quick before we put on the Facebook, for those that are waiting for Facebook, I'm going to go to Coco here. Actually, no, I'm going to go to Christian Kid. The wind. So, Christian, what is your reasoning for the wind?
I just wrote the wind, and I was like, oh, really? That's why I wrote it.
So you heard it one night. Okay. Nice. Like that fresh wind, right? Where it talks to you, like literally. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All right. And then, oh yeah, Luis Villalobos. He read here for My Place Cafe's Independence Day special. He has a poem for you, number 12. I'm looking forward to what he reads today if he shows up. And then Don Kingfisher Campbell wrote Rectangular Food. Can you tell us about why you wrote Rectangular Food? Oh yes, the abstracts that make you think about what the fuck you're talking about. Got it. Right. Okay, and Coco, she wrote communications and electronics, and we'll hear more about it today. I'll just read the first line. My father's repeated phrase struck on the skipping vinyl record of his mind. And I'll go ahead and step out of here, and then we'll get started on whoever's here on the order of poets and whatnot. And I'm looking forward to hearing everyone read their stuff today. This is a fun event. I always enjoy these events, by the way. And hello, everyone on Zoom. Oh, yeah, I'll be back here.
I'm not quite sure what they're.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, via YouTube and via Zoom. We are about to get this reading underway. We have about 5 more minutes until the actual reading starts. I am going to start the live stream. So once again, this is going to be live stream via Facebook, and we're also recording on YouTube. If you do not want your image portrayed on Facebook, now would be the time to stop your video. Please remember to mute your mics if you are not the poet that is speaking. Okay, out of courtesy for the poets, please make sure that you're muting your mic unless you're the one speaking. All right, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and hit the go live.
No, Sycamore in Rialto. In the street in Rialto, California. My sister's David is there right now. Low, unofficial.
Are you from Sycamore, man? Oh, there was a school.
Okay.
Oh.
Huzzah! Success! All right. Okay, everyone, we are now live via Facebook. Our event will be starting off. Welcome to anybody who is watching from Facebook. This is a live stream event. We are here at My Place Cafe in beautiful Pasadena, California. It is located on Los Robles Avenue. If you're ever interested in participating in these events, you can participate in person and or via Zoom. The link to the chat is always going to be available on our page. Okay, is GT here? Oh yes, he's there.
GT! GT! Yes!
Hostess with the mostest. GT Foster is here to kick off our event, you guys.
Is that what it is?
Everybody's here.
Everyone's here. Oh, we're here, so I don't have to read. I just have to host. Hey, I don't need this. I need to talk to you people. Yeah. Oh, it's that time, I guess. That's what they were trying to tell me. Hey, we got a lot of people out there. It's good to see you. There's Lynn Bronstein and Lawrence Berger. Hey, Lawrence. Hey, the books will be in the mail. Just like that check. No, I got your PayPal. The books will be in the mail. Terrence R. Moore. That's new. I haven't met you, Mr. Moore. Pleasure to have you. Welcome aboard. Alicia, good to see you. Ken Scott. Mira's here. Preet, I had to tell you, your book won't be in the mail. Your subscription expired. Please renew. Okay. And then there's Rose, Beverly Higginson. Good to see you. Tom Garcon. Tom from up in Idaho. Good, Tom. Good to join us. Rose, good to see you, Rose. And then there's Lauren Carden. Lauren, I think, are you in Highland Park? Yes,
yeah,
I
we met at the auto shop.
We met at the auto shop in the mechanic. Yeah, getting our cars worked on. Great. And Sharon Smith Knight, good to see you. Good to see you. You're at the hospital, huh?
Yes, I am.
Well, yeah. Yeah, good. We
I
all
escaped captivity yesterday.
well, good. You sound a little better too. I hear that throat.
I sound a lot better.
All right, good. Hey, so it's time, isn't it? So Spectrum 28. And oh yeah, I had some information over there for some of you, but as it comes up, I will just bring it back up. Hey, it looks like our first read, we're going to go through this thing alphabetically, and our first read will be with Lynn Bronstein, and I see Lynn is here, and so she can kick us off, because in the book is the first reader is Innocent Alifa, but Innocent is in Nigeria, and Innocent's never joined us on a Zoom, but maybe eventually he shall. But so, without further ado, Lynn, take us away. Take us off.
Okay, this is about creation in the reproductive sense, because a few months ago, some doves built a nest outside my bedroom window. This is called dove call. The doves gave up after 2 weeks, the parents taking turns sitting on the eggs in their carefully built nest on the bottlebrush tree. No go. They left and the eggs grew cold. Hard work did not create wonderful baby chicks. Maybe more than 2/3 of the work done in the world comes to nothing. Creation is exploited. Work wearies and kills. Rewards are too small. Too many songs go unheard. Too many actors do not win Oscars. Too many writers do not win awards. Too many decline, and too many times the rejected scream in a locked room or car. Too many give flowers and don't receive love in return. Too many wait for flowers to be given and reach out with empty hands. The doves are calling each other now. The sad sound is actually a love cry. There is a new nest in the camellia bush outside my window, and a dove keeping a vigil. A dove, symbol of peace, serene, eyes wide open. She is also a spark for the creative mind. Her wings cover the still blind baby bird. The gentle shield of feathers covers the tentative future. The doves know their work is not in vain. I tell myself to listen for the dove call.
Wow. Yeah. You know, Linda, they're making that dove call. Linda, you know what? I thought I'd heard this poem before, but it wasn't. I think you wrote a poem about doves outside your window, that the nest was abandoned, but this wasn't it. But this is a wonderful poem. Thank you, Linda. Thank you very much. You know, someone else is being published here, and someone else was here last edition, 24, but he's not here today. So we'll move on without someone else. But Charles Harmon is here. Charlie, to the mic, and he's live, folks. Charlie, to the mic.
Charles.
You sit here. Yeah, okay, Charlie. You want to sit here or stand there? There you go. Okay.
Hello, and I apologize for the crudeness of my cartoon, but I was working under pressure.
Diagram a little bit.
Yeah, but I just wanted to emphasize a lot of times people put a lot of work into it. It doesn't just pop into their heads. So anyway, but I was riffing with the word create, so I came up with Make America Create Again. Expecting to see the future with 2020 vision, we were blindsided by the great pandemic and the upside down world it spawned in the aftermath of vast destructions of freedom, life and liberty, economic progress and security. Millions lost their lives, hundreds of millions their jobs, billions their sense of safety and trust in the future. It was the worst of times, seemed like the end of times, and yet we survived and things are getting better. It is time to make America create again. Actually, we are digging out of this mess because we did create new vaccines that are taming the beast. But never stop creating, as new beasts are bred daily, brewing in bats and rats and critters and labs far and wide, just waiting for us to let our guard down and take it on the chin. For thousands of years, people starved to death and died of disease. Now we grow food to feed the world and miracle cures abound. Yet millions of viruses lurk in animal reservoirs around the world, just looking for us to get distracted and get punched in the nose. Land too expensive? Skyscrapers and elevators scale to heights. Too goddamn hot? Turn on the air conditioner and breathe easy. Distances too far? Planes, trains, and automobiles bring us closer. Friends and relatives far away? Telephones, internet, and Zoom. People from around the world have made their many contributions, both here and those from over there, immigrants and the native born. Rockets and spaceships go to the moon and Mars and beyond. We listen with giant radio telescopes for signs of alien intelligence, and yet often fail to recognize and reward creativity here on Earth. Necessity is the mother of invention, and we have plenty of that already. What we need is more creativity that feeds the heart and soul, not just the body and mind. We need a world that explodes with creativity like fireworks on the 4th of July or New Year's midnight, with music and art and poetry and song and stories and drama and film. Let us make America create again, and while we're at it, the entire world. To be free or not to be, that is the question. To create or destroy or do nothing, that is the choice. I think you know the answer, so get your paper and pen and imagination and get to it. Thank you.
Yo. Get to it. Get to creating. Well, you know, next right up, this is going to move right along because Jesse Ray is definitely here, and he's half of the host. He's hosting the YouTube live as we read. So Jesse, come read.
Hello, everyone. So, as I mentioned, I already told you why I wrote incentives, but I'm gonna have a Christian kid read incentives. All right. Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. I have the extreme pleasure of reading another poet. Probably fun, and then he'll read mine. All right, incentives based on a true story. Give to a nonprofit. The org creates a giveaway. Give 50, you'll receive a medal and a t-shirt. Give 250, get socks. Give 200, give 500, get a hat. Give $1,000, get a jersey. Give 200, $5,000, get a beach cruiser. Give $5,000, I heard that. Give $5,000, give theme park, 5 theme park season passes. Give $10,000, get a paid trip of assistance to any beachside community. Give and create. Truth is, this is the first time this nonprofit has done a giveaway. Why now? Why are there several new charities that have started since last fall? The org's annual marathon is involved in the whys. The org is not the culprit, but its founder is. For the first time in 20 years, the org needs cash.
Send your cash to Spectrum. The org needs cash. Yeah, thank you, Jess, for that reminder. All right, moving right along. We have a poet, and she's not here, but she asked me to send her book, and that's Maria Arena. Maria doesn't make these, you know. Yeah, she comes. It's a library. She comes live, but. Oh yeah, Joan McNary. Let me see, Joan, are you there? I didn't see you. She didn't zoom in. Bill Cushing is here, and Bill will read next.
Thank you very much. And by the way, I bought off Don before today, so just to mention, I have a new book out called This Just In.
It's on that cool press.
It's a poetic journal of news stories, fake and otherwise. So if anybody would like a copy, I'm sure Don will give you my email, or I happen to bring some extra copies if anybody here wants some.
How much are they?
Well, it's $18.50, but I'm willing to do $16. So. But anyhow, my poem is, it's sort of self-explanatory. It's called Merchant of Memories, and it's dedicated to Jean. You left the cold of Rockford, a widower with a son, to chuck it all and move south. Opening a market, you sold canned goods, rooted for the Cubs on a 9-inch screen. You created a Cracker Barrel store with cable, a gathering place for neighbors, the mailman, and the janitors from the grade school across the street. You'll be among the first I think of when asked about this place, built like Legos, resting beside a northbound river. I'll recall the games, beers, smokes, and laughs shared, and the only wake I went to that decade. Shoulders squared, squat and short with bulldog looks. Perhaps you came back as Shorty, the dog who marches as you used to, unashamedly, unabashed, on similarly squat legs. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I love that poem, Bill, and I want to ask you if the man lived long enough to see the Cubbies finally win. You know, the Cubbies finally won. Jeez, long-suffering Cubs. All right, let's move it right along. Hey, Bill, did he? Oh, he didn't make it to the Cubs.
This is back in the 80s.
Yeah, he didn't make it. Oh, no, he didn't make it. Jack Bowman is not here, but Jack's got a poem, folks. And so, but the next guy is, and that's Lawrence Berger. Lawrence, you're up.
No. Here we go. The dance. He moves slowly, like a glacier carving out the world. She's fearful because she's been hurt before, badly, and she wants to be sure it's safe. He's always been there for her. No demands, no bad talk, just positive love. Her family wants to meet him, make him part of the herd, take away his magic cloak and leave him hurt and naked like they've done to her. Still, he moves slowly, like a glacier. They've been dancing for years, but she's still scared. A frightened bell tempting a giant. The dance continues.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Lawrence. Yeah, that's some of that New York stuff, man. Good stuff, Lawrence. All right, Linda Neal is not here. Over in Redondo Beach, keeping cool, I'm sure. It's Joe Greco. Did Joe show up? No, Joe didn't show up. Joe's got good poetry. Joe's always got good poetry. Read Joe's poetry. It's Cali Cantos. But next, we do have an excellent poet, Kelly Green, to the mic. Kelly Green.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you again. Great that we're all assembled to share our poetry. As I mentioned earlier, I played a lot of baseball when I was young, and the kids in the neighborhood, we didn't have 9 players on a team, and we didn't have inopportune time for that to happen. We didn't have enough equipment, and so we had to make do and make it feel and look like baseball by creating rules and arrangements to make it happen. And so this is my recollection of those exciting and creative times.
Poetry, guys.
Every day we invented baseball. 2 players or 4, 6 players or 8. Name calling, cussing, and even debate. The tall maple tree, our green monster of Fenway, a hitter and out, we tried it each way. Parked cars on the street, our Yankee Stadium monuments, changed rules about these that made silly sense. 3 players or 5, 7 players or 9, some scream and exclaim, some shove, some whine. The neighbor's kudzu, our ivy at Wrigley's, hunting for balls on our hands and our knees. Slanted driveways, like the Red Legs right field slope, made teammates pitch forward, stumble, and grope. Cardboard boxes that slid out from under you, ball wrapped in duct tape, mitts weren't new. Telephone wires, like Astrodome girders, were plenty of trouble, caused freakish plays, we scored ground rule doubles. Manhole cover so far away, like polo grounds in center, heaven forbid. Rule bonus for reaching it, but nobody did. Sawed off broom handle, broken bat joined with screws, Converse or Keds, even flip-flops and new shoes. Sooner or later, a broken window. Everybody scrammed, but one stayed to pay. Life skills and life flaws, room for both to grow. Rule changes and gimmicks with each game to play. Ball once bounced into a garbage can. Whoa! Made a rule for that the very next day.
Those were the days. Yeah, baseball. Man, it was a clean sport, baseball. It's a clean sport till they put the steroids in. All right, here we go. All right, where we go? Terrence Moore is not here. Wait. Terrence Moore is here. Terrence Moore is a new poet. Terrence, where do you hail from?
Well, I live in Los Angeles, but I'm on vacation now with my family up in Nevada City.
All right.
But so I'm on Zoom.
Well, thanks for joining. Most of us are on Zoom. Some of us this is a hybrid. We're live, you're on Zoom. So hey, it's yours. Take it away.
All right. This is a poem called Another Reason Not to Write. For 2 months now, jackhammers have rattled, pounded loud at the building site next door. Who knew there was so much concrete and rock needing to be shattered, needing dirt to be dug, boulders stifled, shifted, broken, now moved again, sound so incessant I grew used to it. Suddenly it stopped, just for a little. Startled, I waited impatiently for noise. Listened, thinking that absence is profound. Maybe something to write a poem about. What's the point? Silence, a wake-up call, is as effective as an alarm clock. Nuisance cessation is not relief. This change produces palpable unease. A mosquito whining around my head at night steals possibility of sleep. Sudden quiet means the bug has landed. It's sucking up my blood as I lie there. Sleep is impossible, unfeasible, and I don't even know where to slap. Just now, workers renew jackhammering, providing excuses to do nothing. How can anyone write with this racket?
Yeah. All right. Well done, Terrence. Thank you. Yes. Marilyn, structurally sound, says the editor, the publisher, Mr. Kingfisher Campbell. Okay. Marilyn Stadler Burke is not in the house. Jim Babway, nor is Jim Babway. Zimbabwe? Is he here? No, he's not. Oh, he's a down south guy. Cynthia Melivia. Cynthia, I don't know you, but new poet we're publishing. Welcome, Cynthia. A long poem. Jackie Chow is here, though, folks. Jackie Chow. Let's bring on one of our favorites, Jackie.
Okay. So the poem below the cat is a haiku. Searching for my muse, the backyard cat eludes me once again.
Thank you very much. That was very kind. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Oh, you stuck in 2 poems.
Right. Okay, so the real poem for this publication is Basket Case. It's called Basket Case. I tried to bake a cake, but havoc is all I make. Wish I could create like I did in '98. Words flooded my brain like a tsunami. Now I can't even fold origami. Yes, I was eccentric, but not yet in need of an antipsychotic. Flowers on my cap and gown, purple stockings, the talk of the town. Don't mean to glorify my life before Abilify. I tear up thinking of bygone days. What can I say? I'm a basket case. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Jackie. You're not a basket case. Okay, Laura Lee Kay from Victorville, Apple Valley area. Laura Lee is here. Hey, Laura Lee, how you doing? How's the desert?
Hot.
Hot. Okay, no doubt. Laura, take it away. Laura Lee.
Are you going to put it up on the screen?
Oh, I don't have. Don, you didn't load these up on the screen, did you?
Oh, I can pull it up real fast.
You can pull it up on if you'd like. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. I was having a hard time getting on, so
You say what? You did?
not quite ready. So some people read in person and some from Zoom. That's what we're doing, huh?
Oh, yeah, this is a hybrid.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
But we don't have it up yet.
Well, I don't know how put it up so I can read it. Will that work?
Oh, that'll work as long as you can read it, yeah. Go
As
ahead.
long as I can read it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I know it would be better if I could put it up, but I didn't know I was going to have to do that.
No te preocupes, don't worry about it.
Okay, here we go. The name is Dining Fine. Up here, perched up high on asphalt shingles, overlooking oleanders and our neighbors' yapping dogs. Up here, my 3 daughters made the dare. We all scrambled up the ladder, hugging with us bags still warm. Up here, laughter fills our all-good outing as I pass around the Big Macs and the swollen yellow fries. Up here, there's no empty, dadless chair at the dining table's end just because he drove away. Up here, we create a new tradition. We start fresh. We're still a family. Nothing broken fills this space. Up here, we're above the old-time memories, how we once lived as a family. A new beginning now emerges. Up here.
Yeah. Up there in the high desert.
I do.
Okay, moving right along. Could you attend to this Zoom thing? Something's kind of weird there. Maybe you can fix that. Ken Scott, did you know you were up next, Ken? Ken is up.
I had a funny feeling that might have been the case, and I am prepared. You want me to share my poem, or?
Oh, yes.
Okay, we'll do, because I do have a copy of it.
Okay, that'll
Just a second. And bring it up.
Yeah, thanks.
And I'm sharing it right now. Here we go. This is the piece that was published in Spectrum 28 Create. It is called Measure. I am looking for the mathematical equation responsible for creating the very fabric of space and time. I am searching for the original arithmetic expression whose explosion dynamically generated this entire universe. I am looking for the divine geometric pattern which opens cosmic gateways between the physical and spiritual realms. I am searching for the trigonometric key that binds all wisdom together, forming the path of life. Within each and every human soul resides the very seed responsible for creating a whole galaxy, a myriad of worlds. And every dream is a stellar nursery. The craft is ancient. Mathematical DNA permeating the heavens, masters of inner space walking the cosmos with focused thought, changing physical bodies into limitless, fluid eternity and back again. The image and likeness of the Holy One never sleeps. And yet, here I lay in a daze upon my bed at midnight, my library crammed with books I have yet to read, my passport longing to go anywhere but here. And life feels like hardcore dance beats on a DJ's turntables, permeating reality like DNA deep inside the nucleus of uncertainty. It feels like one massive TV show, cinema, with no beginning and no end. And we watch it while the rest of the world melts away. And sometimes control feels like water slipping through your fingers when you try to grasp it, yet knocking you over and sweeping you away in massive waves. Knowledge without purpose is folly, and wisdom without virtue is vanity.
Yes. Always powerful, always amazing. Ken Stein, everyone. Thank you, Ken. That was amazing. Judy Barrett. Judy Barrett is our next poet up. Did she make it onto the Zoom today? Is Judy Barrett here? I don't see her today. Oh, wow. She usually makes it. Eileen Carroll. Did she make it to the Zoom? Sharon, do you see Eileen? I don't see her. Okay. Moving along. She has a great one in here, you guys. Creating a poem.
Okay, I'm here.
No, Eileen Carroll.
Oh, no, Eileen is
That's
not
for
here.
Sharon.
Eileen and Carol.
Sharon
Thank you.
after.
And Judy's not here, huh? Judy's not there?
Judy's not here.
Judy didn't make it,
Eileen's
okay.
not here.
Okay, but Sharon
Sharon's
Smith Knight is here. Good. Sharon, take it away.
Hi, everybody. My poem is called Something Beautiful. You have been blessed with talent and a passion for the arts. You have the ability to use existing elements, combine them, create something that has never existed before, something new, something lasting, something beautiful. What will you create today? Will you inspire to motivate others to pay it forward? Free your muse. Let your creative juices flow. Sculpt, draw, act, sing, play, dance, paint, write. Unleash your imagination to create something new, something lasting, something beautiful.
Thank you, Sharon. Sharon Smith Knight.
Give Sharon's new CD, Sharon Smith Knight reads the phone book.
Did you hear that? Radimir's not here. Radimir's in assisted living care in North Hollywood. He's doing better, and in fact, I just reordered his collective, his poetry collection that was a winner for the San Gabriel book. Yeah, the book award. He just reordered another.
Barrett, right?
Excuse me.
Judy Barrett, she just zoomed in.
Okay, good. But we will cue back to Judy. But anyway, I want you to know about Radimir, and if you want to get his book, it's a $15 book. It's Love. What is it called? Lonely Love. Love Me. Bed 23. No, anyway. Good. So moving right along. But you know what? This is a great time since Patty Sullivan isn't here. It's a quick double back to Judy. Judy, you just came in. Are you ready? If you're ready.
I guess.
Well, if you want to take a moment.
Yeah. Holiday visit, right?
That's it. Yes.
Find it. Okay. In anticipation of your arrival, I bought new curtains for the guest room, a cushy down comforter for the bed, fresh flowers to match the curtains we put on the dresser top. You, my most amazing creations, living, breathing works of art that took on lives of your own, just as intended, arrived like an unexpected summer breeze in the dead of winter and warmed me from the inside out.
Wow. Yeah, that warmed him. That got him, man. This is the best last line. Woo. All right. Got best last line. Okay. Patty Sullivan is not here, but Christian Kidd is, and I think it's going to go flip-flop. I think Jesse Tovar is going to read Christian Kidd's poem that appears in 3828. Jesse, to the mic.
Hello, everyone. So I'm going to read Christian Kidd's The Wind. The wind is treacherous and unyielding, a source of discomfort and little relief. No one knows its end or why it's so eerie, why it haunts us every day. A kicked up fury, angry gods, dancing trees and bushes, performance of intimidation. To the naturalist, his great fear, and the poet, her greatest tremor. But yes, there is God here in the wind, creating again, breathing the riffings back and forth. An inhale and exhale, slowly starting down the road to stop to find peace and perfect stillness. Oh, or an oh, because we need a fresh wind, the fragrance of heaven. Pour your spirit out.
I want to remind everyone, please mute your mic. There was background noise on that, and that's unnecessary. Not only that, it's rude. Make sure that your mics are muted when another poet is speaking, please. Thank you.
Christian. That was Christian's poem. When you read the poem in the printed version, you'll miss that last stanza. Dean Okamura is in the house. And Dean, you want to read this?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let me share the screen. Let's see. All right. So easy to read off the screen. Okay, this one's called Created. God created the earth on top of a tortoise, but people resented being only bits of reptile blade. So God created an idol in a primordial soup. But people did not consider themselves as backwater bumpkins. So God created myriads of grand, majestic creatures, but people couldn't bear sounds of freaky mating rituals. So God created gardens filled with vast abundance, but people got funny ideas, like snakes that walked and talked. So God put them where they worked by the sweat of one's brow, but people worked and forgot their poor, humble beginnings. They created stories and beliefs with human heroes, but people resembled cowards, and they exploited the rest. They died with their remains, scattered to the farthest winds. It is written, for dust you are, and to dust you will return. The dust speaks back to the Creator, clogs up their plans. Dust combines with elements, our cycle begins again. People respect creation instead of seeking pleasure. We should have realized they could have made us of gas.
All right. My friend Chris Askew is not in the house. I do not see Chris Askew in the house. And Mark Fisher from Tehachapi didn't make it down or in. Jeffrey Jensen must have worked today. He didn't make it, but Tom Garcon, all the way from Idaho, Boise. Tom, you're up.
Thank you, Gregory. This is how poetry began. Now, the image was more clever than the other literary tools. So imagery told drama. If you revealed yourself unto me, you'll be remembered for all time. Your soul will forever be free of it. So the drama consumed your work with imagery, and when its spirit opened, she and poet appeared naked. So then they enclosed themselves in libraries, in auditoriums. They listened for language in order to hide from him. Said to the Creator, we were frightened by our pureness and our shamefulness. Language asked them, have you written with imagery when I instructed you not to? It was imagery that fooled us and told me we would be remembered for all time, Drama replied. Language answered them, since you have expressed images, human art thou among all other literary genres, and you both will be as erroneous as nature. Open shall be your form. And as far as ye shall dwell, imagery shall be your ruler, and it shall obsess your minds and devour your hearts. And to drama language spoke. I shall intensify the struggle of your vision process. Your edits shall bring forth critical epics, institutions, distinguished awards. You shall have dominion over the stage. So poet filled drama with sensory input, theatrical lines, stanzas, monologues, soliloquy, in forms of sonnets and ballads. And both gave birth to the comedy of tragedy.
So that's how it was, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. All right, you know what? We're going to welcome a new poet today, at least new to Spectrum, Lauren Cardin, hailing out of Highland Park.
Hi, This is a poem that I wrote called Creative Release. There's something burning deep inside of me, dying to escape. Words, love, art, passion. Part of me just wants to scream. Part of me just wants to dream. Creative release.
Absolutely. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. And, all right. Carl. Stillwell. Cal Oak, you to the mic.
Okay, in the beginning, I'm 33, and I would like for you, and the words in capitals is through the chorus, refrain, if you would read with me the chorus. This is from the King James version of the Bible, which anyway, evolution. I mean, in Bible land where I was born and went to school, I learned in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And the evening and morning were the first day. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind. And evening and morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And the evening and morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and morning were the fifth day. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And the evening and morning were the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work, which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work, which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all the work which God created and made. After I graduated from fundamental college, I moved to secular land. I learned the universe didn't begin an act of creation 6,000 years ago in 6 days and nights, but started 13 and 8/10 billion years ago from the Big Bang singularity. Our galaxy with 100 to 400 billion stars is one of 2 trillion similar-sized galaxies in the observable universe. The human race began in the womb of a black Eve who lived 200,000 years ago in an African Eden, not a blonde, blue-eyed Caucasian paradise. Mammon's relentless pursuit to create more wealth caused 98% of old-growth forests to be cut down. Pioneers, old pioneers. Because of our species' dominion over the fish of the sea, fowl of the air, cattle, and the beasts of the earth, 94% of the large fish in the oceans are gone. 82% of birds on earth are chickens. And of all the mammals on earth today, 60% of them are livestock, 36% humans, and 4% wild. We are a part of nature, not separate from it. If you fuck with Mother Earth, you sure as hell gonna get fucked back. As Chief Jacqueline Thomas' grandmother told her grandchildren, when we take care of the land will take care of us. But if we destroy this land, we will destroy ourselves. Genesis 1 and the first 3 chapters and verses of chapter 2 was written not by a scientist or historian, but a priest who wanted to include in Holy Writ a liturgical chant revealing why the Sabbath is a day of rest and worship. Amen.
All right. All right. We have a little time now for a potty break. And then we'll get right back to it with Siegfried Feliciano. Siegfried. No. She's not here. Siegfried. Oh, Rick. Did Rick Letty make it in? Rick did not make it in. I guess he'll come by to pick up his book. Patricia Murphy is not here. Tim Tipton, are you in the house, Tim? Tim is not in the house, but Matt McGee is here live. A rare treat. A rare treat. Matt McGee.
You have no idea how much traffic I drove through just to come read for you guys.
Appreciate it.
So back in 2009, well, I feel like I'm so far away. Back in 2009, I was volunteered to be in a band, and I didn't really want to be in the band, but the drummer insisted that I be in the band. And on top of that, he insisted on naming the band. I didn't want to go along with the name that he named. He wanted for the band. He wanted to call it the Kama Sutra All Stars. This is the band that I played in, and it was in 2009, and it was we played in a steakhouse over in Agoura Hills that was owned by the lead singer of Toto. And there was a particular day that we were playing, and we were playing House of the Rising Sun. And just for whatever reason, I don't know if it was what I had drank before the song or something, but my voice just wasn't going to hit those notes that day. And this big guy with a big belly and long black hair and a big old porn stash gets off from his table over here, comes over, gets behind the microphone, stands behind the microphone and belts out House of the Rising Sun. And I'm like, well, I could be a guitar player in anybody's band just as well as anybody else. And after the show's over, the drummer says, do you know who that was? And I said, no, it wasn't. And I'm afraid to know. And he says, that was the lead singer of Toto. I went, awesome. So some years later, some graffiti artist decided to scrawl in the side of a wall these words, which is, you are the dick in your band. That's what it said on the wall. And I'm not even sure the wall is there anymore. It's in a place in Newbury Park. And it might not have said band. It might have said hand. I'm not sure. But either way, as soon as I saw that piece of graffiti, I went, oh, you know what this is asking for? This is asking to tell the story of the Kama Sutra All-Stars. And this is the story of the Kama Sutra All-Stars. It's called You Are the Dick in Your Band. The bushes lining the corner of the parking lot are like stubby olive trees, and 4 familiar cars are already there. Here, the loading in and out of your band's equipment will be staged. Of the band's 5 members, you're the only one who worked a 14-hour shift the night before, and that don't befront the guy who's hired you to play an afternoon show. Nor does it interest your bandmates, some who have jobs, kids, one who even has a mortgage. They were on time. They weren't 45 minutes late for sound check. You won't mention that they missed at least 2 rehearsals each, which is lead singer and guitarist you couldn't possibly skip, or else the whole fantasy grinds to a halt. Now here you are, pulling out the amplifier you bought off a friend in the early 90s when a salesman guaranteed a new sound would give him instant rock star status. One that would get pawned for a new crib 18 months later. It still hums, this warm old piece of equipment, but mostly stands patiently in your bedroom. Guitar leaned into it, the one you've had since high school, the one you've often thought you'd replace as more and more paying gigs came along. But the fact is, nothing has sounded better or melded into your hands like the moment you first picked that up. Your drummer, by the way, hates this guitar. He's never heard of the make and model, which to a 46-year-old Tommy Lee prototype, and he really was a Tommy Lee prototype, don't tell Tommy Lee that. Tommy Lee prototype doesn't sit well with when only the biggest, newest, best toys will do. In fact, his only compliment has been to that old amp, the one you bought off your friend, who unknowingly gave you one of the greatest gifts of a lifetime. Thanks, John O'Keefe. The ability to sound like every rock star who's ever played, even on your shittiest days. The drummer loves the sound the old amp makes when coupled with his latest, greatest kit, but still wishes you'd plug it into a PA and blow everyone's ears out, including those who paid to see your old ass. It sounded a lot like that. Were you ever gonna show, he blurts, the way a guy with later stage tinnitus tends to do, not knowing that he's broadcasting the band's internal drama. You know what he wants to do, which is rock the fuck out and watch every set of curvy hips that play shimmy and shake to the songs that you've rehearsed, especially the one by The Who, which was a surprise since his tastes are usually grounded in obscure mid-80s metal anthems that really no one knows anymore. Once you've loaded in and tested your mic, plugged the perfect old guitar into the lovely amp and started the opening chords of the Ramones' The KKK Took My Baby Away, that the bickering stops and the job of delivering music begins. Heads in the room nod, hips begin to sway, and the bartender starts serving on fast forward. There is one other head to take notice of, that of the club owner, the man who once led tens of thousands in the chorus of his band's most famous refrain, which you're going to hear again and again and again from Weezer. One that you'll still hear today on the music of your favorite grocery store, whose steady revenue keeps the doors open and the available cash in your pocket. The only other familiar thing in the room is the swaying of a familiar woman who 8 years ago wore a ring that you picked up at the jewelry store you'll only be able to afford once in your life. She knows most of the songs from bands you've been in before, and she complained about them sucking all the time away then, too, until she demanded that you choose between the band or her. You both knew the answer, and having asked meant you were both too far gone. The best you saved for last. The Who song that your drummer thinks he invented. The one you've been covering since Nirvana was still something that yoga instructors talked about. You and the rhythm guitarist time the opening chords together, and the head of the once famous singer in the corner booth nods along. But something doesn't sound right. Is it the bassist cabinet making that weird thump? No, you keep singing, you keep playing, keep hearing that odd thud out of time with everything else until you realize that the drummer's left leg has gone numb. The one that he uses for his bass drum pedal. And that the now empty Heineken bottles the waitress keeps delivering The now empty Heineken bottles that the waitress has kept delivering but hasn't bust has finally taken hold. And there's a chord change here, one that takes full attention to achieve, and you have to scream, but the bass pedal and the leg connected to it decides to let out an off-time flutter at just the wrong moment. And since you're the dick in your band, you swing that perfect old guitar in one wide Townsend-style arc, the one it seems made for, and send it straight through the drummer's bass, shoving the neck out the other end. It sets off a frenzy of destruction, first the rhythm guitarist, until finally the drummer kicks over his kit one piece at a time for his girlfriend to clean up after he storms out. And all the while, a familiar old face applauds in the corner booth and will set his hand on your shoulder where you're loading out those, right by those olive-like bushes again, and he'll whisper aside, "I taught you guys well."
Okay, Mike McGee. And we're moving right along. Alicia via is up. And Alicia, you ready to go? Just jump on in. Are you unmuted, dear? Oh, we'll figure it out.
Okay, is it okay now?
It's perfect.
Okay, all right. Well, this poem is about my mother, and I know that everybody has a wonderful mother, or most people do, but she was really extraordinary in a lot of ways, and seemed to know somehow what we all needed all the time. The creativity of love. To my mother, Angeles, Esters, and cheese. A basket woven with her soft fingers and hard muscle carry us into adulthood. Stolen apricot to scrape knees, falls from trees, socks lost at school during recess, she stored for us in the album of family lore. She healed us with plates of peeled oranges and almonds. A lingering hand over our foreheads pushed away fever and threatening storms, treated fears with samples of courage read at nighttime. She performed little miracles like that. As a newlywed, our father told us she cooked paellas with a single artichoke, rice, and olive oil, all paid with hours standing on long lines, a rationing card. On Sundays, like a holy relic in a procession, she released from the sacrarium of a mahogany armoire the monstrance of a cardboard box containing photographs, paired with mesmerizing stories of milk-pale women, their ankle-length dresses, hiding where stitches of their promising lives had been cut off, she explained, by the scissors of big-wig husbands expecting to be given heirs in compliance. He offered more questions than answers, caution about patriarchal designs. Pulling threads from the narratives spread over the dining table, she saw a quilt of memories like I encountered years later in the homes of American friends. Tia Vicenta captured our imagination with a white rose on her hand, leaning on the light brushing through an open balcony. And in spite of being the proud owner of a cactus heart, prickly to other humans, her face preserved a jasmine loveliness even after a century inside the box. I would search deeper, the air whispered. During the summer, she prepared thick, sweet cocoa for her friends, who licked their spoons and asked for more proud fables when the birds in her throat sang the gladness of being alive. Inspired to become the heroines of our own tales, we planned our deeds as she distributed kindness with chocolate. Her notion of nature's splendor included the sound of wilted petals falling to the ground. Her mission to channel our natural inclinations with reality in the music of her open arms. She taught me to find the purple in poems, encouraged Rosa to draw the flying tails of horses, paved the path for Amparo to lead an army of youth, Rogeles gave the art of planning and executing. Our brother, the firstborn, received everything. Occasionally she fell, and the rise of her patience got scorched by the unrelenting fire of our demands. Still, within the basket she wove with her soft fingers and hard muscle, we learned what traveling light, carrying only the spaceless luggage of self-knowledge, frees hands to embrace others. We continue feeding chocolate to the children, read to them at night time, hold them in our arms to fend out fears. And some Sundays, open a cardboard box filled with photographs from the past to teach them about the present.
What a beautiful ode to your mother. Beautiful. Lovely. We should all be able to take time to write such a beautiful poem to our mothers. Thank you, Alicia. Next up is Rose. Our Ruach. Rose, you're up.
Right, hang on a second and I will get my, where is it?
Yes, we want your beautiful,
hang on.
We want something for nothing.
I know, and it's giving me trouble coming up. Hang on, here we go. Let's try that again. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes, we can.
All righty. I'll make it just a little bit bigger for everybody. If it will cooperate with me. No, other way. There we go. Something from nothing. She said, in a somewhat condescending way, holding up the little lace dress, turning it this way and that. Oh, isn't it nice how you create all this from nothing? I bet you love doing this. I knew where she was going with that, because if one creates something from nothing, then the price must be low, and even lower when you love what you do. The dress began as an idea formed in my mind for shaped designs and French cotton lace and sweet ruffles and fine batiste. A pretty price per meter it all was. Hour after hour, I cut and shaped and pinned and starched and sewed and gathered a veritable harvest of delicate flowers and silk ribbons in pale Victorian tints. As she rubbed the lacy hem with her perfectly manicured and ring-besparkled fingers, I could see the calculation in her expression, hard as the diamonds draped around her neck. She wasn't rich in generosity, only money. While she pondered, I described the materials imported from France and England, and the painstaking technique for transforming the dozens of meters of lace into intricate patterns, mentioning along the way the 65 hours of work from pattern to what she held in her hand. She reached into her exceedingly expensive purse and named a flea market price, which I respectfully declined. But it is just homemade, she pouted. Not like it is a designer or anything. I said nothing, although I smiled as I waited for the punchline. And anyway, she said, you love doing this. I gently repossessed the dress with a sympathetic song, saying I understood it was beyond her means. And of course, those who cannot create may have difficulty understanding a work of art because they cannot understand the value of love.
So true. That's pushcart, baby. Thank you, baby. Oh yeah, you speak for all of us. We wish we just, had the repo and time to tell it. Well, you just can't afford it, honey. Wow. Lori. Yes, copies for Spectrum 28 are available. All right, Lori, please, up to the mic. We're in Hollywood.
My poem is entitled Earth's Poetry, and it was inspired by John Keats. Quote, "The poetry of Earth is never dead." Intricate purple and pink flower petals against clear skies decorated with clouds are part of a blended painting. Blossoms call to bees and butterflies, so seeds can attach themselves and travel to new areas where once embedded in the ground and watered by the morning dew can create fresh growth harvested with hope. Green succulents dig deep and suck up water. Warmed by the sun, they occasionally reproduce in vibrant colors to enhance life. Rhythm of ocean waves, always moving, reflect the blue placed above like a mirror. The earth is alive and in constant motion, no matter the season.
Very good. Yes. Thank you, Lori. And I know Mira's in the house. I saw Mira's in the house. Yes, yes, there she is. Mira, you're up.
Okay. Create? Haven't I done that all my life? First as a baby, creating joy in my mother's who had me much more work than before, but with more joy too. What more can one ask? Times are difficult for a child who cannot read or write at all, but at least I could walk and talk, and soon I learned it all. Way before school in the fall. At home, Dad told myths and stories, recited poems, and much more. Time difficult for a child, and soon I learned it all at home. Dad told my myths and stories. He put a rhythm in my body and verses into my mind. I started writing my own stories, secretly first. When I was young and insecure and in my mind, not knowing what was important. It felt like finding my own space, like in Virginia Woolf's The Room of My Own. I did not want to embarrass my parents when asked to read. I read all the time, owning my talent. Teachers noticed my special gifts and endless dedication to writing, offering support, encouragement, with results in our poems and stories being published in Matica Srpska, the oldest Serbian literary magazine. I kept reading and writing my way through the university to the National Library and finally a professor at the university. Now I teach others to create, always looking for that special person to guide, develop, and nurture into creation.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mira. And Denise Dumars is not in the house, but I do see Beth. I do see Beth who came in. Beth, you're in, so I think
You can see me, I guess.
let me see where are you.
Go ahead, Beth.
Let me see where are you, Beth?
Okay. Let me do that.
I'm looking for you. Where's Beth Beard's poem? What page? Maybe Beth, did you have a poem in this edition? Maybe you didn't. Did you?
I'm just listening to everybody else.
Oh, okay. Okay, then that means I'm up. They've been telling me over here in the live, they're saying, you're up, Chi-Chi. So I'm up. Okay.
I wish.
All right. All right. My poem is on page 44. It's called Incense. The local owner and pillar gatekeeper of the newsworthy, in avarice, became the penny-pinching deacon who robbed grace by stealing the Sunday school offerings of our hustle. Street sellers, 6 days a week, we received our allotment at the press room back alley door, then raced to fast fleece the boozers and barflies that frequented our town's taverns. Alcohol-induced generosity spiked sales and pumped profits, sparking footprints to be first in and out of the dark-lit drinking holes that saturated a 4-block stretch of 16th Street. All regular customers be damned until after the bars, offering regional news and world events fresh off the press, black ink still warm enough to smudge shirts. We'd earn 2.5 pennies per paper priced at 7 cents. The odd piece rated cost created constant and 3 make 10 wave-offs in a keep the change, sonny, dime heaven. But the greedy guts publisher used Pulitzer's shakedown fleece to end our tip, precipitously raising his fish wrap ransom to a Lady Liberty, thus indecently bending our new commission at a higher 4 cents into an uncannily cunning earnings descent. Okay, moving right along. Beverly Higginson, I saw you. Are you still with us, Bev? Yes, you are, Beverly.
Yes, I am. Am I going to get a copy, GTI? I haven't gotten a copy.
You haven't gotten a copy because I got all the copies yesterday and they haven't been sent. Now, a couple of ways you can get them. You can come on by tomorrow, today, tomorrow. But as Monday, I start sending them out by mail. So, hey, come on down. Good.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen.
All yours.
Okay, here's my poem. I chose this poem because...
But you're not sharing screen. As long as you can see it, we can follow you. As long as you can see it, you're good to go.
Oh, you can't see it?
No, not yet. But don't worry about it. Read it. I have it.
I'm reading.
They can't see it.
It's called Glow. On a night with no stars, I played hide and seek with the radiant pearl moon. The cool, perfectly strange, steadfast moon glared through my windshield, owning the night, possessing me. Chased your looming shadow face round every curve of highway, my gaze ensnared in your thrall. Smooth, magical trickster, how you change positions, elusive distant orb to my left, suspended against the black sky, sinking, swooning on my right, so close, my fingertips reached out to touch. Halved by the height of a random telephone pole, lost behind a hilltop tree. Now where did you go? Neither taillights flashing red, nor headlights blinding white could dim your brilliance, or shatter your halo of fanciful glows, rippling out, drifting away. Gone again from view, you returned in the fullness of light, an unbroken communion wafer, and lay on my tongue, resurrecting a prayer.
Yeah, they like that. They like that. Dancing with the moon. Glow. Thank you, Beverly. Glow.
Denise is here. She's been here all this time. Denise DeMars. She's here.
Tomorrow's here. Denise. Denise. Where are you, Denise? Yes, Denise, read for us then.
Okay.
But what are you doing with the screen? I can't see
Okay,
it.
I'm trying to, yeah, something happened with the screen. Yeah, it wasn't me, so I don't know what.
Oh,
I
it
was
wasn't
gonna do
you.
the share. I was gonna do the share screen. Do we have to get back
Hey,
into the?
let me, I don't know what,
Yeah, let me wait till we get back into that.
what happened.
I don't know.
There's a tech here. Something happened here. She says she can't get in. We'll work it. We'll figure it out. Here, that's where it's at. She said somebody did it. She did.
I'm here, but something else happened.
It looks like somebody's
That's
trying
her
to sign in, but they have taken over the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's me.
All right, Beverly, thank you, Bev.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's enabled, so you're good.
Okay.
I think, is it my turn?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh,
Tomorrow's.
yeah, I moved heaven and earth to be here today. I just moved, literally, last night.
Okay, good. I'm glad you made it.
Getting my desk set up. So,
Have
I'm
you
gonna
been,
try to
excuse
share
me,
a screen with the poem. There it is. Okay, it's short.
Okay.
Snails, or maybe they were termites, exotic roaches, quixotic silverfish. Van Gogh come back as a bug. Mad swirls on the old tabletop, left long in the splintered patio. Tunnels of staccato, rampaging across once pure, sanded, stained surface. Man remaking wood in his own round-faced image, only to be remade. No, not back to tree, but forward to the future of creation. No five-fingered fiend claiming authorship, but bubbling up from the pristine surface, extra-dimensional patterning, a mad excrescence, unimagined, in our expectations. No, we are not the only artists here.
all right, thank you. Have you been here the whole time, Denise? I'm sorry, I missed you. Thank you. Well, I'm so glad. Thank you. And moving right along. And so, Rose Sherfang, you're up. And we're heading toward an exciting conclusion. So, Rose, please.
Okay. Great. God created life and nature. Human beings created the rest. Looking around, all those artificial things, products of human creations, followed everywhere. Human race gifted with intelligence, ingrained with survival instinct, and born with endless curiosity. We will never cease to create. Non-stop creations have transformed people into flying men, shaped the ever-advancing human history. As the wheel of time continues to roll forward, knowledge grows faster, creation speeds up. Imagine life of our offspring in 1,000 years. If mankind still exists, with continuous inventions, they probably will roam around galaxies, hop from one planet to another. Oh, sorry, that's okay.
Yes.
Alas, many creations, though promoting human well-being, are double-edged swords, levying heavily on Earth's wholesomeness. The land, sea, and air are polluted. Even Earth's orbits are full of space trash. Toxic wastes we create eventually will make Earth uninhabitable if we continue to be oblivious, or else we may create our own great destruction with nuclear weapons if arms race gets out of hand.
Right. Yeah. You know, what was it that Franklin said, that 90% of men are suicides? We cause our own death. We drink and do all kinds of things we know that are bad to us. Yeah, thank you, Rose. Thank you. Jessica Lee is not here. Luis Villalobos is not here. So we're getting near the end. So we'll bring up Don Kingfisher and we'll bring up Coco to take us out.
Rectangular food. This poem is carefully cooked. Several layers in each stanza to present metaphoric dishes, wafting, crafted invitation. Second quatrain is the appetizer, slathered with smelted cheese, offering samples of childhood traumas baked inside brains. Next comes seasoned popcorn, arriving in alliterative thoughts, looking like scattered memories, enjoying some spicy comparisons. Each bite of my main course will be ingestible if you watch out for the Volta, where words spill all over creation for another recipe. Here you will find the discarded bones of notions left floating in a soup of reflection in which undulating self turns stomach. Because inky blood runs on to an internal plate, there is an ardently carried, jovial beast who records his appetites, becoming both server and feasted. Upon burping, I am a poet, offering as much life as I can line up. And guess what? Death is just dessert.
All right, up next is Coco, everyone.
Okay, so a little story about why I'm last. You know, life is constantly happening with all of us, and had things dealing with my dad, and I sent a message to Dawn. I said, "Hey, Dawn," because it was after the deadline, and I said, "Hey, Dawn, I hate to be that a-hole, but can I please still submit?" And Dawn's perfect response was, "Submit, a-hole." I loved it. I'm always so gracious, so thankful. Always so thankful for his graciousness, and so by his good graces, I made it into. The last piece is about my dad, and when you receive your copy, there is a handsome photo of my dad from the nursing care facility that he's at right now. This is communications and electronics. My father's repeated phrase stuck on the skipping vinyl record of his mind. I am communications and electronics. Are you listening to me? Communications and electronics. He shouts as if this phrase is all he needs to surmise in order to be understood by worrisome onlookers. It was his 70th birthday, and yesterday he could remember that, or at least hold it in his half-full glass of memories. I'm almost certain a dutiful nurse in their morning routine told him the day was coming near with artificial smiles stretched across forced conversation. Daddy tries to create words and phrases, sentences with twine-like yarn rope holding them together. He repeats these same conjured phrases. I can still take care of business, he says in his three-piece suited confidence. He is an immensely proud man. A military man with worn edges and glazed eyes. I wish I could decipher his encrypted binary code of zeros and ones that spell out communications and electronics in every sentence. What is it that he's trying to say? His soft cotton white hair curls up on his shoulder as I sweep it back, petting with tears of endearment, stinging my eyes. My daddy looks into the distance, chasing his thoughts, grasping at miraged memories, looking to me as if this moment could freeze time long enough to hold us together on the same plane of clarity. It's working. I see my daddy strong, happy. My encyclopedia of life unfolds as we embrace. I don't want to leave him there in his dazed wonderment and fragmented hopes of independence. I love you, Daddy. The connection of this phrase will never be lost. He sits back down and says, I'll see you when I see you. I see you, Daddy. I just wish I could understand and communicate the electronics of your dementia.
Okay. Let me wrap mine up, and then Jesse can wrap his up. But thank you all for showing up. And I was just going to read over this list real quickly to see if anybody I should shout out to in terms of their expiring memberships, your support, your expiring support. But just in case, Lawrence, thank you. 28, you could, but please send me. This is the last of your subscription. Continue that support if you may, if you will, please, please. Judy Barrett, this is the last of your subscription. Your support from 25 through 28 was greatly appreciated. But we need you to keep that up, keep going. Send us more. Then we have Dumars, thank you, you're renewed, and thank you, you're good till the 31st. You're supporting Spectrum through 28 through 32, 31, thank you. Gwendolyn, you didn't show up today, so she's not here, so I can't ask her to renew. Let's see who else showed up. Billy, my cousin, I better call her up there up north. She's not showing up. Let's see. I think you're all good. Stephanie Logan, get in here. Stephanie didn't come in. Linda Neal. No, everybody here who's still here is up to date, and I will send you a reminder as your subscriptions expire, because this is the only way we can keep going. Jesse's here. He knows he's late. He's going to be sending me some dough soon. Okay, that's that, folks. Everybody else is current. But, renew. And if you're not a member, please become a member. Laura Lee Kay, I spoke to you 4 years ago. You said you were going to. Please send me a check. Yeah. And
send an email where we should send it to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Judy, you don't know? I'll send it back out to you. Okay. I will. I'll notify you all. But thank you all for coming. It's a good read. And I'm going to give it to Jesse, who's also co-hosting this event live on YouTube. Be well, be safe. We'll see you all soon.
All right, thank you, GT. Thank you, everyone that's here live at My Place Cafe in Pasadena, California, at the intersection of Woodbury and Los Robles. Thank you for this nice release party that we're having with Domino's Pizza and all the people that are out here live with us, hanging out. We appreciate everyone that's on Zoom that read today, and all the faces that I'm seeing here, like Dean Nakamura, Lawrence Berger, Tom Gazorn, Judy Barrett, Lori Cardin, Lynn Bronstein, L'Oreal K, Rose Louie, Beverly Higginson, Ken Scott again. And we thank you so much again. Next event that we have here at My Place Cafe is the Paint and Sip next Saturday at 5 p.m. If you're willing to come on out, please come on out and have yourself a great time of painting whatever you want to paint. Along with just having some great drinks and make My Place your place. Thank you again. Have a good night.
Okay, for those of us that are on Facebook Live still,